All right, we are just one day away now from the start of the 12th annual Flyover Film Festival right here in the Louisville area. It kicks off at the Speed Cinema. It's going to include documentary features along with short programs and filmmaker panels. You're going to also be able to, which I just love this part right here, right? You're going to also be able to hear from the filmmakers after each screening. Joining us is Stu Pollard from the Louisville Film Society now to break down this great event. You know, 12 years. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Not counting those COVID years. I like that.
12th annual with
all...
a tiny asterisk, but 12th annual in-person festival, and we're thrilled to be back. It's been a crazy couple of years, but back in person at the Speed Museum, Speed Cinema, which is an amazing place to watch and listen to a film. Film really sound there, so we're really excited and looking forward to it.
Let's jump into some of the films, the documentaries. You have shorts as well now this year. Over 3 days, you're going to be showing these. Which ones are really kind of jumping out to you?
Well, I think you mentioned we have some clips here, so I'll just start talking and we'll see what pops up. But Friday night is our opening night film, and it's a really, really fun documentary. If you either grew up in the 80s, were a kid in the 80s, or were a parent of a child in the 80s, this story is going to resonate with you. It's called $1 Billion Babies, and it is the origin story of the Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
And that has ties actually to Kentucky in that, and I won't give too much of the movie away, but about halfway through the film, it starts talking about where the true origin of these dolls came from, and there's ties to Kentucky in that capacity.
Which I did not know. There's ties to Eastern Kentucky with this.
Yes, Appalachia.
And the whole phenomenon behind kind of the marketing of it, for me, is fascinating because I was in the middle of this, not to make money, right? I mean, my mom will sell you Cabbage Patch dolls today if she could sell them on eBay. I mean, people were just obsessed with them, and that kind of fell into their laps. Yeah,
it's crazy, and it all started with Coleco. Again, if you're from if you were a kid in the 80s, you know the name Coleco, and they had the rights to this doll, and each one was supposed to be unique, completely unique, had its own adoption papers, and so this craze just popped up and created demand they could not anticipate. So the film does a wonderful job. It's narrated by Neil Patrick Harris. The producers of the film are coming in, and one of them actually has an Oscar to his credit. He produced Kobe Bryant's short film Dear Basketball. So we're really excited about having Dan Goodman and his producing partner Brenda come in. So they'll do a Q&A after that film on Friday night. That's at 7 o'clock at the Speed on Friday night. But a really, really fun film. If you love 80s pop culture, they do a nice job of contextualizing everything else that was going on in the 80s while this was happening. And it is the toy that literally launched the concept of Black Friday. This is the first toy where people were getting into fights at places like Walmart because there just weren't enough of these things to go around.
What I love about the film festival is it has this variety, right? It just kind of runs the gamut from this, which is immersed in pop culture, to a documentary that was filmed at Norton.
Yeah, so that's on our shorts program, which is Saturday afternoon, and all these films you can find out by just going to flyoverfilmfestival.org. But that's made by a filmmaker from Louisville named Jerry Manfredel, and that's called The Beat of the Heart, and it chronicles this musical therapist who works at Norton Cancer Institute, and he literally records the heartbeats of patients, many of whom are terminally ill, and uses that as the foundation to make a song. So you can imagine having everybody's heartbeat's unique, so you can imagine how emotional it is for some of these patients.
That's a tearjerker.
It is, but it really is ultimately like it's a very emotional and poignant film, but it also is a celebration of, just while alive you live, and Father Time is undefeated. So nobody knows how much time you get, and this is a really wonderful, incredible program. That's part of the reason I've made plenty of films, but one of the joys of volunteering for a festival like Flyover is you get exposed to, I'm older now, so you meet a lot of up-and-coming filmmakers, you meet other people who've shot in Kentucky. We have this new incentive now, so there's a lot more production going on. So we're hoping Flyover is headed towards bigger and better things in the future.
To grow. I want to mention too, like Sunday night, you have Gurgle Pulling Water.
So that's Sunday afternoon, I believe at 5:30. Again, the full program you can find on the Speed Cinema's website or flyoverfilmfestival.org. That, you see some of the amazing footage here made by local filmmaker Richard Van Cleek. A really wonderful documentary about competitive rowing. So just some incredible footage here that he's captured while he made this, and he explains where the title comes from, what the word gurgle means. I'm not going to give that away in the here in this segment. You have to come see the movie. But Richard's pulled together a really wonderful panel of people who appeared in the film, and they're going to do a nice long Q&A afterwards. So the score in this film is amazing, scored by a local composer. So If you like documentary film, Sunday is your day.
Yeah.
We have a panel at 11 a.m. that's free to come to, free coffee courtesy of Heine Brothers. And you can come hear all the documentary filmmakers who participated in the festival this weekend speak from like 11 to 12. We do the same thing on Saturday morning at 11, also free coffee. And all the narrative filmmakers will be there talking about their projects.
I love one of the things, I mean, obviously great things that you've brought in from documentaries to the films this year, but just that opportunity, I think, for people to engage with these filmmakers, right? I love that, where you're getting inside somebody's head of how did you do this?
Yeah.
And to have kind of that one-on-one, to be able to ask a question is something I think that's so great about our community that we can do this here.
I agree, and that's one way the community has changed a lot over the years, and the film incentive has helped that in many respects. And Flyover sticking around for 12 years has helped that. So because I grew up as somebody who wanted to make films, and I've made a handful of them here in Louisville over the years, but growing up there wasn't necessarily a lot of access to either getting to work on a set or meet with people who are actually out making these things. And so that's why we're very bullish on these panels at 11 each morning, and we really, in every single film, even the shorts, all the filmmakers are going to be there accessible for the people who attend to come and watch. And we've got some fun parties every night following the later screenings in the day. So,
and that free coffee, what else do you want?
Free
right
coffee
there?
and maybe some free beverages
There
of
you go.
other types, thanks to West 6th and Rabbit Hole and some others, Fall City, Old 502 Winery. So yeah, like I said, everything's on our website, either at the LouisvilleFilmSociety.org or FlyoverFilmFestival.org. So check it out, and we would love to see you there.
A lot of people may be wondering, can you submit a film for consideration? And do you see over the years, though, that you are just getting, I'm sure it has to be competitive, right?
Yep.
There just has to be, just looking at this batch right here, how competitive, how many, and how awesome that is that they want to be in the Flyover Film Festival.
Yeah, so, and that's an interesting thing for us because we're a smaller festival. So, in coming back after, again, we're calling it 12th annual. In many respects, it is 12th annual. But coming back from basically 2 years off in the pandemic, we really curated the titles more this year than had an open selection. Basically, a lot of people who are locally connected with the filmmaking community know to submit films to us. And then we also keep an eye out on festivals. Like we found Billion Dollar Babies, for example, by attending Tribeca. Dean Otto at the Speed Cinema saw it at Tribeca, and that's how we found out about that one. And we knew it had filmed here previously. So our hope is that we'll gain some momentum this year and open it up for everyone to be able to submit to Flyover. And a few of the shorts came from another sort of smaller festival we do twice a year called the Short Film Slam at the Film Society. That's also at the Speed. And so a couple of these films we really liked, but they were just too long to program at our Short Film Slam, so we built a program around them for Flyover.
All right, Stu, best of luck. Thanks so much for stopping by. We're going to remind everybody, if you'd like more information on the 4-day event and to see each day's complete schedule, you can head over to LouisvilleFilmSociety.org.